Hmm. Alright, everybody, here we are, and in this live, we are gonna be mainly going through the setup of Cloudflare, Hono, and we will be integrating Prisma in that too. So ultimately, Prisma will be used as database. So this is the goal for now. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. First of all, the main goal is going to be exploring almost everything possible, and after that, we will start working on the main application. So ultimately, it's gonna be just the exploration part. Let's see how much we can do here. So first of all, we will be knowing the things about Cloudflare. So Cloudflare, let's simply go here, and let's click on this. Let's click on start for free, and I'm gonna be inside the what my account or something. Okay, so I already have some of the things here, like few apps that I created. So they are already deployed over here. What is the thing that I am willing to do here? That is again, you can add the domains here, and up one more thing. You can just buy a domain from here, or you can just simply onboard a domain too. It's completely up to you. But this is not what we are going to be focusing on. Rather, first of all, we will go through all the features available here, and once we've gone through them, account holder, add account, connect to a domain, register domain, WF workers, pages, R2 storage bucket, and account members. Well, the door is actually open. Let me close that, and I'll be right back. Just a minute, give me a second. Alrighty, here we are back, and what we are gonna be doing first. Even I didn't check this thing, the status of the live. So let me make sure that everything's up and running, and after that I'll keep going on. As for the like duration of this, hopefully it will be we will have covered the things quite quick. If we fail to do that, then this live will be ended when all the things are done. So this is how things are gonna be going on. As for right now, let's simply get started. So in here, coming back to this one, let me exit, and here I was just simply writing the CI/CD pipeline and all. Soon I will be exploring this particular part as well in detail. Like I am able to understand the CI/CD pipeline, but when it comes to writing that, I have to just simply practice that a bit, nothing else. Let's go here, recent and analytics and logs, log explorer, account, web analytics, trace, domain, compute. It gives me the workers and pages, observability, containers, duration, and all these things. AI models, workers, AI gateway, storage and databases. There is something called R2 object database storage. What does this do? Overview. Kind of you have to pay for that. Okay, never mind. Let's simply focus on this the most important thing, that is the compute, and mainly inside this workers and pages. Okay, first of all, we will try to create something using just Cloudflare only, and let's click on the documentation, and once we are done with that, then we will try to create something with Hono. By the way, click on get started, CRI. Hopefully this is gonna be the right, and npm create Cloudflare, and just simply I have to create one of my Cloudflare worker. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. So coming back to this, this is just gonna be the learning part. So let me do one thing, come back here, projects, learning, and let me clear something for Cloudflare. Let's cancel this, open with, open in terminal. I already have bun here, so bun create Cloudflare @latest Cloudflare. This should be fine. It should be just simply creating that. In which directory do you want to create your application? Also used as application name. Create an application with Cloudflare. There are 3 steps. the current directory. What would you like to start with? Hello world example framework, application starter, and template. Hello world example, we've already gone with a framework. We have these frameworks here. We can even go with Hono, and this way it will just keep going on. These are the frameworks that it supports: React, React Router, Next.js. It even supports Next.js. Interesting. That means we can write the code in Next.js and we can deploy it. Probably. Let me select Hono first of all here. Even I have to explore each and everything. Let me go back. Normally if I click on hello world example, so I'm gonna be getting a normal example, and I have to now again what do you want as hello world example? Worker only, static, SSR, full stack app, and worker durable objects, this exactly what you want. If I go with worker only, then I'm gonna be getting normal server only, right? So let me select TypeScript and let me the name is worker if I'm not wrong. Installing the dependencies. Okay, yes, that's not really a big problem. I think the most of the part most of the time will be spent only exploring this thing right now. Git version, yes. Do you want to deploy your application? No, for now. And this is done right now. Exit it. Exit. Okay, this is the one that got created. Inside this, let me open it. And is this the one or not? This is not the one. So where is that? The one that I created. ls. I created something here that was Cloudflare. The name was Cloudflare, but I'm not getting that. Probably one step back. So this should definitely be in this particular section, learning. Doesn't it work directly? I don't know. I named it Cloudflare only, but it doesn't seem to be working. My first work also, that's how I created, right? By the way, let's give it one more try. And bun create Cloudflare at the latest and Cloudflare, or let me make it like this: cd Cloudflare. Oh, that doesn't even exist. mkdir Cloudflare cd and then Cloudflare, and inside this I will be getting the things done, and it would be simple. Bun create Cloudflare at the latest and bun create Cloudflare at the latest worker 1. Let me go ahead like this. Hello world template. Okay, fine. And that's gonna be worker only. I just want to explore it, how it works and all, because there are many options. So until unless you have initialized everything once and gone through them, it will be just simply, I mean, not possible to know about the things, right? So misty sunset. Okay, this is the name. That's crazy, Joe. The thing is that the name that we actually mentioned here at the top while initializing it, I don't really think that even works in our favor. I mean, that is not even used. Never mind. Let's go to cd misty and bun install. Everything has already been installed. So let me do one thing. cd one step back. Let's simply open it directly, and this is how it goes. We will try to see exactly how many things are there inside this. What else? So first of all, this is the one. Then inside this we have test cases. Inspect okay. I don't even know how to write the test cases and also I will not be going deep into this. I just have the idea that when you, even I had the idea, I did it long time ago. I have no idea about right now. Coming back to this, overall things are understandable. Let's click on this index.ts file and let's see exactly what's being done here. So it's pretty simple. Normal file we get. We have this handler fetch handler, and at the end of the day, all the requests are gonna be coming here, and I'm simply gonna be returning the response. That is it. As for running this, so pretty simple. Run dev, and it will just simply run. Okay, bun script is not there. Interesting. So bun start, is there any script like this? No. Package.json. So there should be this div for sure. So ls, by the way, cd misty, I need to go here, and bun dev will be running it. And as this is running here, let me check exactly what I get. I get hello world, and this is okay. This does the job. What is the next thing? The next thing is that simply getting rid of it, going one step back and clearing it. And now what I want to create, now again bun create bun create Cloudflare at the rate latest. Let's simply use this much and see what gets created this time. Checking if newer version is available. In which directory do you want to create your application? That's gonna be static Cloudflare. This is how this is gonna be hello world example, but this time it's actually gonna be static. So I selected only workflow earlier. This time I'm gonna be selecting a static site, and let's see how it's gonna be going on. Just exploring all the options here, exactly what I get in them. And once that is done, then okay, we will just simply start working with the things. And now ls cd static sites, and then let's do one thing. Explore this particular these options as well. So I had this misty sent, then I got this. Inside this, what I have, first of all, wrangler.json. I have my public. Inside public I have index.html, and pretty simple stuff. So package.json, wrangler dev starts it, and the question is, how does it work? So if I say, hopefully it's gonna be connected now. Coming back to this, oh yeah, so here we are. So how do we run this? And first of all, I have only one file here, index.html. So hopefully this runs directly. Let's see what happens. So what can I do here? Static Cloudflare, bun dev should be running it. Yeah, it started running. So let's go and explore this. Don't really have any other option. Wow, how am I getting this? This page comes from static asset stored in public index.html as configured in wrangler.json. So it is already configured inside. My eyes are hurting. Okay, so it's already configured in public index.html inside wrangler.json. So let's check this thing out. So we have this public is already configured here. So ultimately schema, let's get rid of this. So schema is node modules wrangler configure schema JSON, and name is gonna be static Cloudflare. Compatibility, this asset the path to the directory containing index.html file to be served at slash. So whatever file is there, that will be served at this. Okay, directly is gonna be public. Okay, that simply means if I have other files inside public, they are gonna be served directly. So directly is gonna be public. So ultimately anything inside public will be directly served, and that is asset. That simply means statically that is public is static here. Observability enabled, compatibility flags node.js compat, and this much is done. Coming back to this one, inside this I have index.html. If I create what profile.html, profile name Vipendra. Let's see how it looks like. Will I be able to access this? If I'm not wrong, this public is statically available here. That simply means anything inside public you can directly get this. If that is index.html, that is gonna be directly available, and others are gonna be available with their names. So let's see this thing. Index.html is directly available. Even if you want, you can add the name here, index.html, and hopefully it will not be problematic here. Second thing is that profile.html. You can just specify the name and you will be able to get it here. So this way you can have many files inside public and they are going to be directly available. So this is what we get inside inside the static section. Okay, let's close everything. Two things we have explored. We have explored, this is actually worker. Okay, this works. This is better. So we have static Cloudflare, we have workers, and we have even explored this particular section. Inside this, you just simply get index.html, and you can create your server inside. It's kind of, you have to just simply create the routes, and the job will be done. So these two things we have explored, and even we will be creating proper applications. But before even doing that, I want to explore all the options well. So worker, static, that is also done. Let me remove this Cloudflare. Static is gonna be more than enough. Then the next one is gonna be ls one create one create Cloudflare @latest. Let's simply create it. What are we gonna be selecting now? Which directly? That's gonna be the current one, and let's make it the third of we'll name it better. This time it's gonna be FullStack. That was the next option, right? FullStack. That's gonna be hello world example, and this time we will be going with SSR and FullStack app. So we have explored this worker only, static is done, SSR. Apart from this particular thing, we will not be exploring anything else because I don't think they are actually needed right now. SSR and FullStack app. Let's simply go through this, and TypeScript. Let's continue. And what I think, inside worker you only got the backend, inside static you only got the front end, inside FullStack you will be getting the combination of backend as well as front end, if I'm not wrong. So what do you get here? You have public, inside public you have index.html, you have source, inside source you have index.ts as expected, but you are getting the combination of backend and front end. By the way, let me go through all the steps. cd FullStack ls, and let's see what happens here. So what is happening here? First of all, you are getting the request. So once you are getting the request, so const URL is gonna be new URL request.url. So url.path name, if the path name is /m message, then return hello world. If random, return crypto.random UID, and otherwise return not found status this. Okay, that's fine. And welcome to the Cloudflare, this is your first worker, blah blah blah. Bind the resources to your Wrangler.json. After binding the bindings, a type definition for the env object can be regenerated with npm cf type gen. Or bind resources to your worker in Wrangler.json. After adding bindings, a type definition for the env object can be regenerated with npm cf this. So ultimately you have to add it here, and then you have to run this command and it will be generated. Let's see whether it works or not. So what it is asking me to do, that go to Wrangler.json, add the bind resources to your worker in Wrangler.json. After adding bindings, type of definitions for environment variables envs object can be regenerated. Okay, so bindings allow your worker to interact with resources on the Cloudflare platform, including databases, object storage, AI interference, real-time communication, and more. Environment variables, this is what I have to allow. And for now, just think that I have a variable called maybe node env, node environment, and that is development for now. The question is, will it be able to generate or not? So what did I have to run? I had to run npm run this cf type gen. And I think if I am running this, so that is already inside package.json. Where is package.json? You are using Cloudflare, but still we should have that. Here it is. So Wrangler types, this actually ultimately runs at the end cf type gen. So let me run this, and mainly I'm gonna be running it using one. So do it. Generating types generated, types return to worker configuration d.ts, worker configuration d.ts. Okay, and it turns out Cloudflare interface global main interface env is going to be node environment. That's interesting that you don't have to bind it like bind it on your own. It's gonna be automatically generated, and that's gonna be the interface inside Cloudflare, so you don't need to edit from your own side. Great, it has generated. By the way, apart from this particular thing, this is the index.html file index.ts file I have. Let me get rid of everything. Apart from this particular thing, inside public I have index.html. And what am I doing here? Crazy stuff. First of all, I have this h1, then this, then below I have a script. This page comes from static stored index.html as configured in Wrangler JSON. Then button random fetch a random UI button output, then getting fetch message, sending a request to message. This message will return hello world. Once I got the response.text. Once I got the text, getting it, adding it. Amazing job here, lovely. Coming back to this one, getting the button. Once I got the button, I will click, go to the random and get the random, add the random button. Whoa, what is happening? You have inside public, whatever you have inside public, if you go to the home page in the sense directly, you don't provide anything at that time, that will be accessible. And if you provide some names, they are gonna be one thing is missing. If I give the name, like if I give this route, so they are gonna be available. If I give this route, then this is gonna be available. But yeah, this is actually understandable. Sorry for that, I'm actually suffering from this, because any file you will have inside public, that will be that will be directly that will be having the extension .html. So inside this you can create multiple files. Suppose a file can be profile that I created earlier, so profile.html, and that's it, nothing else. This is how you can just simply write profile over here, so that will be accessible. Not only that, if I'm not wrong, so whenever first of all, let me run this ls burn dev. It is running right now, and let me open it in the browser. So this has opened in the browser, and if I click on fetch UID, so it just simply fetches that. Okay, this is what I wanted, so it will keep fetching more and more. And the another thing is that I can actually go to profile.html, and I will be getting my profile. And I can go to message, I will be getting message hello world. I can go to random, I will be getting the random number. So this is how it works. The another thing is that I'm gonna be creating one more route over here, case slash home or profile return, and that's gonna be response dot render, nope, response dot JSON redirect string prototype simple, apply arguments bind call caller JSON string JSON. How can I render that particular file? I already have my context, right? Context dot okay. I'll have to go through it well. This much is done, but how can I return a file from the backend side? This is created done. Wrangler did, that is also done. We have gone with this return response hello worker. We are simply returning the response. Wrangler deploy, it is easy, no problem as such. Dashboard, prerequisites, setup, workers and pages. So when it comes to workers and pages, so what are we able to do right now? We are actually able to access the pages separately. We are actually able to access backend separately. But what if we want to send a request to the backend and we want to return a particular file, an HTML file? Then how? That's what I am exploring. Prompting. Okay, templates. These are the templates. Let's click on to examples, tutorials, generate build command. By the way, we will not be using this. What we call it? Cloudflare. We will be using Hono at the end, but overall I wanted to have the idea. Best practices. Just a minute. Alrighty, I hope I'm audible. So coming back to this, I think we'd better just simply explore more. Yeah, it would be better, because if we go through the documentation, that's gonna be even worse. So far what we've got here, we are able to send the request here. They are gonna be returning the response. So backend is only responsible for sending the response from here. We already have our proper front-end file. From here we can using script, we can make a request to the backend. We will be getting the response. We can just simply show the response over here. So this way it's gonna be working, and this is not the worst thing ever. Actually, it is fine. Having said that, if I just write a profile, oh, you don't even have to write. That's amazing, yeah. I didn't focus here. You don't need to write a profile.html. You have to just need to write profile, and that is then enough. Amazing. Like, you can get everything here. Inside public, you can create more things. Inside public, like you can create suppose auth, and then you can create inside signup.html, and hopefully now you will be able to, just a minute, sign up page, just like this. And if you go to auth/sign up, you are getting your sign up page. If you remove this auth from here, then of course you will not be able to get that. So that's fine. Apart from this particular thing, if we want to make auth optional, so can we make it like this? This is the next JS part. I don't know whether it's gonna working here or not. Well, it doesn't for sure. So ultimately, you will have to make proper auth here, and inside that you can have separate folders and all. And I think this is more than enough. So whatever features we get here, we can easily build a full stack project. But again, using Next.js, using React is better option, because here you will have to make lots of, you will have to listen for a lot of events, because you will have to use the script here at the end of the day. So you will have to say something like script, and inside the script you will be listening for all the events. So this is gonna be hectic. But yeah, is it possible? Yeah, you have your proper backend, you have your proper front end. You have to run one command, and what is that? In run deploy, it will automatically be deployed. Let's not deploy it, because this is not important. We will deploy it at the end, but this much we've done. What is the next thing? Is full stack. Let's go through other options, and the next one is gonna be add create Cloudflare at the latest. At the end of the day, we will be using Hono for creating the application. But before that, let's see what other options we have. The current directory is gonna be actually testing. I don't know the name of that. Later I will name it better. It's time to done with Hello World projects and all. So let's go back. And this time I'm going to go with framework. When it comes to framework, we already have Hono here. And I think Hono, we will get exactly what we get using Hono command. So let's explore this Hono part for now. Why not? So Hono is just like, another package that is used for creating your server. But the thing is that when you go with the pure Cloudflare, like the way when you go with pure HTML, not HTML actually, pure HTTP server, it's hard to just write the code. You have to write a lot of code for simple functionalities. Same is with Cloudflare. Cloudflare doesn't give you routes like Express, and because of that thing you will have to just use lots of if-else conditions, switch statements to just simply configure it and get the right result. And that is why Hono is created. Hono makes the way of writing the code simplified, but we will be even exploring this exactly what all it provides. So ultimately it does the job just like Express. The way Express handles not hard actually, extra logic stuff for HTTP server. Similarly, what is this? I forgot the name. Hono handles the extra logic part for Cloudflare. So this is how it just simply goes. Let's go to CD testing. I will name it beta later. And once inside this, what all I have? Let's see. Close everything. This is the Hono part. Let me even name it Hono, because of course this is Hono. And inside this we have source. Inside source we have index.ts. And this is the Hono application actually. So we have the bindings, Cloudflare bindings. This is coming from there. And message we will be just simply returning from here. The good thing is that when it comes to Hono, do you have public inside? We have index.html over here. And not only that, Hono supports JSX as well. That simply means /profile C. We will be creating the application at the end using Hono, but for now let's simply go ahead like this. And return, I will be writing render. I can render anything inside this, and it will work fine. So for now, if I render a div, okay, can't find div. Hello there. Let's see whether it works or not. Profile and ls. By the way, we can explore it when we actually start working with this. This is just the starting time. I have just overall idea about all these things. I still have to explore them well. Having said that, what do I have to do? Simple, one dev will simply start it. And as it has started, the good thing is that it is just like Express server, app.get a message, app.get profile. So it does make sense. And the thing is that you can still deploy it directly. And the another thing is that you can even write JSX code. Even HTML file is here, so you will be able to get the HTML code too. But apart from this particular thing, whatever you have inside public, that will be directly accessible all the time, because this has been mentioned here. So directly is gonna be public all the time. Binding is gonna be assets in the sense we don't really have it here. So I think we need to create asset folder for that. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out later. Close this and let's see. We will open it. So hello Hono. This is the home page. Index.html. Hello Hono. ID get element. It will send a request to the message. So ultimately what is happening, this is the front end part, this makes a request to the backend part. So this is the backend. So the request goes from the front end to the backend side, and backend actually returns hello Hono, and that is why you just simply get that here. Okay, apart from this particular thing, we have we can directly access our message. So message will directly be accessible. So this is hello Hono. We can even access our profile. So when I access the profile, I'm directly getting profile over here. Such a good thing. Not only this thing actually, if you have a look at the options, so we can directly render the HTML here, and JSON, HTML, and we can even render the stuff. So there's a lot that we can just simply, we can even render the text, and renders already there. Apart from this JSON, HTML, let's select the HTML, and when it comes to HTML, just simply write h1 and say Hello there. What is the issue? Can't find h1. That simply means I have to keep it inside a string format. And right now if I try to go to profile, reload it, so I'm getting hello there. So it does support HTML directly. Now it even supports TSX. So for now what I'll do, this is the public, this is the source. Inside source I will create components or probably pages. Inside pages I will have my profile.tsx RFC. Of course it is not gonna be supporting React, but it supports TSX. So this is gonna be profile. This is the profile page. Let me make it h1. And right now if I come back here, I think that should come under render part. I'm not sure about this thing, but let's see. Profile, profile is under pages. I'm directly exporting it from here. Coming back to this, again you can go through the documentation mode and learn more about it, exactly how it works. Profile pages. This profile refers to the value it's being used as. Here did you mean type of profile? No, probably it's HTML if I'm not wrong. There is a way to just simply use it directly here. No. How about this? Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh well, it's not gonna be working. In that case I will have to go through the Hono website. So Hono, how it works, I'll have to figure it out. Click on get started, go to getting started, and then we are working with API guides. Create Hono middleware helpers JSX, and first of all we will have to enable it. So JSX, React JSX and JSX, we'll actually have to enable this, and once this is enabled then we can just simply go ahead. So for enabling settings to use JSX, modify tsconfig, go to tsconfig, inside the compiler options add this much. Let's do the same. So tsconfig JS compiler options, just below this I will be adding this as well. By the way, they were already added, no need to worry about it. Okay, what is the next thing? For demo this, okay, you have to modify demo.json instead of tsconfig JSON for demo. Okay, info. After that, index.tsx you have to create. Once that is created, app Hono you will get fc. What is this fc? This is the name. Hono.tsx, index.tsx. Inside this you have Hono, from Hono you have this as well. And apart from this particular thing, fc html props children body top, and then app.get html top, and then this. So you will get a request to home page. Messages are gonna be this. To top you are sending the message back. Top gets the message, uses the layout, did this, and this layout is gonna be this one, and it does the job. Hono.jsx, that's gonna be the type for that. So this is what I have created here, and just below here using HTML I can call it metadating hosting. Am I not doing the same thing here? HTML, I was trying to use profile here, but could not really use this. Is this because the profile is here, so let me cut it from here. Not cut it, just copy it, that would be enough. And if I just simply paste this here, then I need to give it the proper type, if I'm not wrong. So let me get rid of this. The proper way to create it. This is gonna be somewhat like this. There should be proper type FC. That should be getting some props returning the HTML at the end. It does the same thing. It doesn't have the type FC. Hono JSX. And it will be returning void or something. FC, and that's the value that is getting, nothing else. So if it's getting message, so that's gonna be string, just like this. Anyway, I don't need to have it, but this is not gonna be working directly. Can't find H1 resolve. Okay, let me do one thing. Copy this, paste this here. It is still telling me that H1 is not found. Interesting. Definitely missing something, but yeah, it is possible to be used. The thing is that you have to know more about that in order to be able to use this client components. TSX. Inside TSX you can easily write this. In that case, all the pages need to be TSX, index.tsx, right? That simply means this page itself should be TSX. That is what I was missing. So now it will start working. Close this, import this, and that is it. The page name it was index.ts, and because of that thing it was not supporting that. Named it index.tsx. Now created a page, profile.tsx, and inside this particular page I have this one message here. And right now if I go to profile.tsx, is the server running? Let me run it again. Bundev. Okay, the question is that entry point at source index was not found. Yeah, entry point at source index, got it. What is the entry point now? So if I go to wrangler.js, main is gonna be source index dot tsx, and entry point, that's the main, right? What else? Should be fine. Run it again. Okay, what is the next problem? Profile default, channel closed, unexpected end of file. And the function directly supported here. It's okay. So export default const profile, and that's gonna be equals to profile. How about this? So now importing is the issue. That's fine. Let me make it like this. How about now? Okay, so you cannot write up functions directly. You will have to make them arrow functions anyhow. But let's see how it goes. If I go to profile, here we are getting it. As simple as that. So even this is possible to use. So you are actually creating lots of components inside index.tsx. You can just simply render those components easily. So it is overall full stack project like Next.js. So what you are actually doing, what Hono provides you. Hono provides you the backend. You can just write the code for the server, just like Express. Like apart from this particular thing, you can create pages. Apart from pages, you can even create the components, and it is just like Next.js. So you can render the Next.js or React. It is mainly like Next.js because it provides you components and it supports TSX. It supports backend writing, so you can even create your proper backend over here, and then you can just get the stuff done. Okay, these things can be done here. Even we have done a little bit, and we will be diving deeper into it later in the future. But for right now, it does provide these options. You can even create normal HTML file. You can create your TSX file that will even be rendered and all, and this is how it will go on. Let's close everything. What is the next option? Even you can deploy it directly. Okay, let's deploy this one. How will you deploy it? Pretty simple. Let's run one command. npm run deploy. What will happen? It will be deployed. You will get your URL, nothing else. Simple. So you don't need to worry about deployment. You don't need to worry about paying the money. Why? Because Cloudflare only asks for money when you have more than 100k requests. 100k requests, probably per hour or per in a day. I don't know. Maybe in a day or month. I don't. Maybe in a month as well. So when you have 100k plus requests, and when you are actually learning or even adding the projects for your resumes and all, at that time you don't really need to worry about it. What happened? The project that we had, it automatically got deployed. Let's click on this. Open this. Here we are getting hello Hono. How many routes did we have? Slash we had something called message, so this is the message we are getting. We had something called profile, so here is the profile we are getting. Simple. Profile is the real page, message was the backend route. So you can even make it like this, that backends are gonna be API slash message, something like this, and client side is gonna be just directly message. So it's completely up to you how you structure the things and all. For now, the main focus is exploring it as much as possible, so we are exploring it. Later we will go through each and everything about Hono, because at the end of the day we will be writing the code inside Hono, right? So that's why. So we have gone through this, so let's get out of this. Even we have deployed this Hono app. What is the next thing? Once we have gone with Hono, so let's run the same command again. Bun create @Cloudflare @latest. Even when you run this particular command, create Hono @latest, Hono app will be created directly, and here we just selected that. So create. By the way, coming back to the Cloudflare @latest, and let's initialize another project. This time I want to initialize the Next.js, and wanna see exactly what kinds of functionalities Cloudflare actually provides us. So this is gonna be Next.js framework startup. I want to go with firstly I went with Hono. Now I want to go with Next.js. If it actually provides everything for Next.js, then your entire Next.js code can be directly written in Cloudflare and can directly be deployed. That's it. So this is the Next.js project that we got, and here what we are doing, here we are actually using Cloudflare for that, and let's see what's gonna happen. And it turns out, yeah, it is exactly that. Oh my god. If you have Next.js project, you can just put the project here or configure it using Cloudflare, and then you are done. You don't really need to worry about anything. We will try to create one project here as well. Like, what else do you want now? Your deployment is done. You don't have to pay for that. The Next.js app that you are creating in Express or Node.js, that can directly be created using Cloudflare, and that is it. You are done, man. I mean, what else? But let's see. First of all, let it initialize. It is just simply installing the dependencies and all. And let's have a look at this. So format it a bit better. This is how we have the things. Next.js layout. It is just like Next.js. I mean, nothing is. I mean, there's no difference as such. Everything is same. Congratulations. Now, and you can directly deploy it. The best thing is of Cloudflare is that you can directly deploy it. You don't have to pay money at all, unless you have 100k request, and you will never have 100k request because you are a student. So your deployment free, and that is unlimited. Just a minute. Alright, coming back to this. So I was just waiting for the initialization, and that's almost done. Okay, CD Next.js. Interesting stuff here. I mean, things are getting so simpler nowadays. Uh, you can just directly create and deploy. By the way, let me write one dev. It's running on 3002 port. Let me open it. This is the front end that we have. It is just Next.js front end. What is the next thing? The next thing is pretty simple, bro. Let me create something here. Layout.tsx first of all, this for this thing. Maybe here the global level dot globals.d.ts and declare module dot css. Now that css error will be gone, and once that is gone, then that's it. No need to worry about anything. And this was all about layout. Let's focus on this RFC. Interesting stuff, amazing, loved it. And this is the main page. I am the main page, as simple as that. Apart from this particular thing, inside app you can create components, source components. So you have your components. Inside app only you can create something called API folder. We will create it. We'll send even a request. So we have API. Inside API I will create a message, and inside message I will have route.ts, export function, get, return. How do we return? Response.json message, hi there. So this is what we are returning from here. Close this. Coming back to this main page. Hi, I am the main page, and apart from this API, inside we don't even need to have components here. Yeah, we don't need to have components here. Let's delete this. We will directly have API inside this. Apart from API, I will have message folder, message, and once I have this message, this is gonna be page.tsx RFC, and message, just like this. And inside this, what I'll do, I'm gonna be making a request. So const response what do I have to do? I have to make a request to the backend to get the message. I will be using use effect for this. Use effect. So just like this, it will be running whenever the page first re-renders. Apart from this particular thing, const get message, const response await fetch http port number 3002 if I'm not wrong, localhost 3002 /API/ message. That is a get request. It will return the message. Const result is gonna be await response.json. Once we got the results, const set. Let me use effect here. Not use effect, use state. Message, set message, use state, and put a string. Once I got the message, const reset message, result dot message. As simple as that. What is the problem? The result is type of unknown. The result is type unknown. So HTTP local. What am I returning from the API? Inside from the API, I'm returning the message. Okay. In here, page.tsx, it is just simply saying that And what is it's running on? It is running on port 3002 if I'm not wrong. Port 3002, yeah, that's right. API messages, I will be getting the messages from here. As for the type for this, let me make sure that it does contain messages. That's gonna be nothing but string. Any problem? No problem. Message, once I got the message, this here's your message, and message is gonna be equals to message. What else? Can we use the TypeScript over here? Let's see whether it has been configured already or not. Wow, Tailwind CSS. I was talking about Tailwind CSS. Class name, text, PXL font, bold, and text center. Text is gonna be white. Let's see how it's gonna be looking like. If I go here, slash message. First of all, so this is how it looks like. Screen. Here is a message. Message is empty. There is no message as such. Interesting. There is no message. This will run. As this runs, I am not calling it here. That message. Hi there. Here you are getting the message, everybody. So, what do you worry? I mean, seriously, never expected this thing. I didn't even know that it directly supports Next.js. So as it directly supports Next.js, so whichever project you make here, it will directly be deployed, and you don't really need to worry about anything at all. Okay. And apart from this particular thing, this much is done. Dev.vars. We can have variables here inside .dev.vars and all, and they are gonna be for development mode. And of course, you can even explore deeper into. You can go deeper into it. But this is how it does the job. So what else do you need? It's time to deploy it. We have our simple application. We even have our backend. Honestly, we have the backend. This is the backend that we have. It just simply returns this, and we are making. We have a message page, and what else? This is the main page. So I can just simply make a request to the message, and here I'm just simply making a request to the backend, getting the response, rendering the response over here. Stop and run, deploy. Run, deploy. It will be deployed. Have you ever thought that deployment could be this easy? Let's see whether it gets deployed or not. So this is the serverless code, like serverless backend, where you don't need to worry about server. Even initially, you don't need to pay. The thing is that if you are a business owner and you have an application running, do not host it using Cloudflare, because Cloudflare will charge you a lot. Because once the request goes over 100K plus, then you will be charged a lot. But if you are a student, you are free to use this. Use it for your resumes. Just upload anything here, make projects, deploy them, and show them to the recruiters and all, and that's it. The job is done. One more thing, and that is with the Cloudflare, there is a problem that is called a cold. Ultimately, what happens? Cloudflare actually creates lots of workers that simply runs your code, ultimately your server, and if those workers don't get request, so they Cloudflare simply stops those workers, and whenever Cloudflare gets a new request, then spins up those workers, and in this way there's some delay in the response. So what you can do, you can actually create a proper backend, and that backend will keep pinging your Cloudflare. So this is the first thing, that keep sending the request to the Cloudflare, so that Cloudflare knows that okay, you are getting the request, so Cloudflare will keep the worker on. Otherwise you will have to pay some money to the Cloudflare to keep the worker on as well. So completely up to you, but if you can just simply create a simple machine and deploy it somewhere, that will keep pinging uh, your Cloudflare, and that's it, the job is done. By the way, this particular project that we created, already got deployed here. If I just simply have a look, this is the main page, I'm the main page, and there was another page that was message/message. Done. Okay, amazing. Here's the message. Oh, we aren't getting the message. Why? This is problematic. Provisional headers are shown. Why am I not? If I'm directly sending the request to the API, then I will get the response from there. API/message. Then I'm getting the message. But the thing is that when I send the request from my front end side, at that time I'm getting this error. Connection refused. Why? Directly I'm able to get the request, then connection refuses. Why is that so? Normally it works, but when I send out the request from my front end side to the back end, localhost, this is the problem. So what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I got my URL, right? Copy it, control, array bhai, copy it and paste it here. Done. Now deploy it again. Run, deploy. Ooh, hopefully it should work. It's getting deployed, and I think the last time we had this issue, right? Localhost 3002, it was not accessible. So right now I'm using the URL, the main URL that I actually got, and then it should definitely work. Just wait for a while, let it just simply deploy it, and once it is actually deployed, after that we should be getting the result. So simply said, Cloudflare supports Next.js. That simply means whatever you build inside Next.js, same thing you can do with the Cloudflare with Next.js. That simply means the job is done. By the way, let's go here. This is the URL. By the way, we don't even need to do this, it is already on. Reload the page. And here we are getting our message, everybody. What else could be better than this? There was only one problem, as it got deployed, and even we have proper URL. This is the proper URL. You can go to this URL. Next, https://nextjs.codingthecode.workers.dev/message. If you go to this, you will be able to see the whatever I built right now. So yeah, we've gone through this as well. How long has it been, by the way? Let me have a look at this. 1 hour and 5 minutes. So now onwards, if you are building your Next.js app, or you are building your React.js app, build it using Cloudflare and mainly for the learning purpose, so that your deployment is free. You can deploy anything easily by running npm run deploy or run deploy, and it will be deployed automatically. And the end, literally the end. Nothing could be easier than this. So yeah, we have explored this as well. I'm so glad to explore this actually, this Next.js one, because if I'm building something using Hono or not, that's another case. But I'm definitely gonna build something or the other using Next.js, and when I'm building it using Next.js, it handles actually ultimately everything. And using Hono, Next.js supports both front end and back end, so you don't really need to worry about it. So yeah, this is done. What is the next thing? The next thing that it provides us, create Cloudflare @latest. Let's see. Current directly. This is gonna be testing. Later I will change the name of it. This is gonna be testing for now. Framework starter. We have gone through Hono. Hono is again just like Next.js. Hono also provides front end as well as back end to write at the same place. Next.js, again, you already know that, just like React.js. And next, I don't know, React. So React will be just for the front end. So you can even get the React. What else? Apart from this particular thing, I'm not really aware of anything else. So I'm gonna be going with this React, and this is just gonna be the front end part, I think. But you can directly deploy it as well. TypeScript. But as we have gone through Next.js, so React is gonna be almost the same. Use white, no. Installing dependencies and all. Updating package.json. By the way, this is here testing. Let me make it React now. Right now, it's actually gonna be React, and this is not gonna run on Node.js. Rather, it's gonna be running on Cloudflare workers. Yes. Problem. Error git spawn. Okay, that's not really a big problem. We have everything here. We have node modules. What else? Let's simply clear it. So here we have our worker index.ts. It says that okay, you want to write the code inside a Git. You want to make a React app. That's okay. I'm even giving you my worker. What will my worker do? You can write your front end, back end code. So you will have your proper back end. You have your proper front end. Here you will write back end code. Here you will write back end code. And inside app.tsx you will be writing the front end one. Let me do it like this as well. rfc. This is gonna be using React. This is the app. I have app.css. Let me get rid of this. Even let me delete this index main. If you have used React, you must be aware of this. And I think there is Tailwind CSS. Tailwind. Nope, there is no Tailwind CSS. Never mind. So in that case, I have to style it on my own. Such a boring thing. You can go to Tailwind CSS. I'm not gonna be styling it. What will I do? What can I do? I don't have routes. First of all, this thing. That simply means whenever I send any request here, the main request is gonna be here, and inside this I can just simply show anything. And I'm gonna be this app is built using React. I'm not gonna be writing code and all over here. This is gonna be pretty simple. or let's do that. What will I do? I have my backend, right? I will get request over here when I send a request to the home page. So url.path name. Wow, it is such a good thing. What they are saying that url.path name. But hello. Am I facing the network issue? Okay, not now. Yeah. So what they are saying, because the front end and back end, they are in the same directory. So in this way, how will you make sure that the request is gonna hit the back end or the front end? So they are just simply saying that if the path name that I am getting that starts with /API and blah blah blah, that simply means that is the backend part, otherwise that is the front end part. So now if I just start it, bun dev cd react bun dev, gonna be running on 5173. This app is built using this. By the way, extra design comes from here. This is how it's gonna be looking like. Let me turn on the dark mode. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. This app is built using this and all. Now if I send a request to what? If I say /API here, /API/message, so this message will go to the backend part. This request will go to the backend part. But why am I not getting any result? Let's see. So if I actually go to the backend, path name starts with /API and this. So yeah, it does. So name Cloudflare. I should be getting Cloudflare here. Am I missing something? The direct request goes here. Wrangler JSON assets main index.ts main index.ts. Okay, worker index.ts node.js compat. Okay, how to hit this? Do I have to write worker? Probably worker /API/message. No man, if I just simply say message, it returns me this /message. Oh, something is missing. Why? When I actually send a request to this, how am I supposed to be hitting this backend part? Normally the request should hit both of them. This is the React app. Inside that I have this main React application. I have assets here, source, and just below that I have worker. Inside that I have index.ts. The question is that I'm not able to hit this backend, and CLD URL is gonna be equals to URL. By the way, one thing is clear. Now whenever next time I'm gonna be building any project in Next.js or React, I will be using this Cloudflare for sure. Bundle /API/message. Don't get anything here. If I just simply send the request to the API, no, nothing as such. Interesting. Package.json. They'll build it and then deploy it just like this. Not able to hit the backend part for some reason. Let me take the help of AI here. You are using Cloudflare worker as so the front end just needs to call the endpoint fetch. Oh, hey, your worker response at this. So let me say 8787. I think backend runs at different code. Sorry. How about making it 8787 slash no way. Your worker responds at everything to this backend endpoint. So call it from React. From React, call it like this. Literally it will work. API anything. Interesting. URL path name starts with. Test it quickly in browser. In browser you can test it using this, right? So let me run it again and think how can it be? I don't get it. In browser it's never gonna run on that. Yeah. The front end is actually running on in other terminal run Wrangler dev. It usually starts okay, Wrangler dev, right? Another terminal npx Wrangler dev. It is not able to start. Exit it. Let me call backend directly from my front end, and hopefully I will be able to hit this backend part, and let's see what's gonna be happening. So this is the whenever it shows use effect. Okay. I have to fetch slash API slash message. What about that, by the way? Backend part starts with API, Cloudflare, anything that doesn't really matter. And if I'm making it message or test, let's keep it message. I will be returning message from there. What is the next thing? Next thing, hitting it. Hitting is just enough. Once this is done, .then .catch. Alrighty, what is the issue? This whole part should be part of this. Why am I not able to format this? Here we are. So this is how it should go. I'm just simply logging the value over here, just simply getting this stuff, calling that, and see what happens. Oh yeah. The thing is that we cannot hit the backend directly, but we can hit the backend from here. The only problem with this is that when it comes to workers, and mainly Cloudflare workers, at the time the backend gets so crazy. Like even if you start writing the code this way, you will have to configure your backend a lot, and you will write code, you will configure your backend more than your code, and that is why people usually avoid Cloudflare until unless you are actually using it for Next.js or for React.js. For the front end React.js, it works great. And the next thing is that if you actually have to use the backend part with the Cloudflare, so use Hono on top of that. Hono will be the best option. So what will Hono do? I think Hono does support React.js. So as Hono support Next.js, so your backend will be I mean, Hono supports React.js, so your front end will be on React.js, and you will be writing the code on the backend code is gonna be on Hono, and Hono is just like Express. So let me even show you that. By the way, from here, from the front end side, if you call any, if you make any request to this, so the request reaches here. Now you will have to make sure that if URL on path name starts with this, and not only that, then you will have to check if the request that I got, request that I got method. If the method is get, then I will do this. If the method is post, then I will do this, and this way you will actually have to configure a lot, right? I hope you got that. And that is why now we are gonna be going through the Hono part. So far we have been exploring many options of Cloudflare. Cloudflare is great. Hono is built on top of Cloudflare. By the way, Cloudflare directly supports React as well as Next.js. It even directly supports Hono as well. And I think Hono supports Next.js and Hono supports React.js. That simply means if you are actually initializing using Hono, at that time you will have to write backend in Hono only. That's it. So what we are gonna be doing here, first of all, one more time, bun create. I wanna check it for the last time. Cloudflare at the latest. Let's see what all options I'm gonna be getting here. Testing again. Frameworks, we have gone through all the frameworks that we were supposed to be going through. Let me just go back. Application starter. We have application starter here. What does this provide? Scheduled worker queue API starter. Well, I'm not aware of any one of these, so go back. Template from GitHub repo. What's the URL of the Git containing the template you would like to use? Okay, template already. Well, let me stop it. We are not going to be going through any of these. So we have explored Cloudflare as much as we should have explored. Okay, now I'm gonna be going with Hono. So let me create mkdir Hono cd Hono, and here we will be exploring Hono. I think this much learning Cloudflare is more than enough, because at the end of the day you will not actually be creating your backend using Cloudflare, because it's hard. Actually, you need some packages on top of that. Like, we don't really create any HTTP server type. Literally, why it keeps getting disconnected, I have no idea, but hopefully it automatically gets back on track, so that's a good thing. So I was just simply saying that we don't really create HTTP servers, rather we write code using Express. Similarly, we will not create servers directly using Cloudflare, rather we will use Hono. But if you actually want to use Next.js using Cloudflare, that's gonna be the best combination anyway, because Cloudflare directly supports Next.js. If Cloudflare supports Next.js, that simply means Hono supports Next.js as well. So we will be even going through this ls, and let's go to the website of Hono. Close this, close this, close this. And Hono can directly Hono is nothing but a code written on top of Cloudflare. So the way you deploy using Cloudflare, the same way you can deploy from Hono side as well. So no need to worry about that. Key deployment related issues, you will not have to face those issues as such. Let me search Hono here. Web framework, get started. How many APIs, not APIs, getting started. So it supports Cloudflare workers, Cloudflare pages, Deno, Bun, Fastify, Vercel, Next.js, Netlify, AWS Lambda, Node.js. Oh, it supports Node.js as well. Interesting. By the way, let me simply initialize this and see how many options we get over here. You can just simply go through this motivation section, then the routers, how it works and all, you can just simply read through it. Benchmarks, you can again go through it. Web standard, you can go through it. Middleware, you can go through it. Developer experience, you can go through it. Hello stacks, you can go through it. I'm gonna be going through this basic part. If you click on this basic, you are gonna be getting this command. I'm gonna be using bun over here. Bun create Hono at the latest. So let's simply, and then we are gonna be getting these options. We are gonna be getting AWS Lambda. I don't know about that. So bun I know, Deno I know, Fastify. I don't know Deno. I don't know Fastly. I know Next.js. I know Node.js and all. So we will be going through those things which I already know. So bun create Hono at the latest. Let me initialize this. The name is gonna be testing. Let's name it testing because later I will be renaming it something else. Now what? Bun, Deno, this Next.js, Lambda, Next.js. Ah, Node.js we have, Next.js we have, Nextfly, Lambda, Cloudflare. We even have Cloudflare workers. Okay. So let me go with the Cloudflare worker and see what it returns. Yes. We have already gone with the Cloudflare, right? So we will be able to understand the stuff here. Done. Let me open it directly. First of all, code current directory. And let me get rid of all these options from here. This thing. So this is the first file that we have. And this is nothing but Cloudflare workers. So let me even rename it workers. Right? Just like this. Coming back to this one. Let me zoom in a bit. This is too much. This much is fine. So we have source inside this. Aha. So Cloudflare workers in the sense Hono, you will write the code on Hono, and that is just a wrapper for Cloudflare workers. So the way you were writing the code on Cloudflare, you will not be writing it. Rather, this Hono is just a wrapper on top of that. So it looks familiar because it is expressed like code, and it is even simpler to just simply go through. Okay, so this is the worker that we have created. Worker in the sense this is normal backend. So slash hello Hono. I will have one more app dot getter slash users and context. From the context you will get anything. So return c dot what do you want to return? HTML, JSON, and render something, and that's it. So okay, I wanna return HTML, or I'm gonna be returning JSON from here. Message, user name, just like this. I'm gonna be returning this from here. Add to the workspace. This is my backend. Once I have, again you can create many things. I mean, it's completely up to you. And so many things you can go through the website of Hono, and as it is already expressed like so, it's easy peasy to just simply go through it. I will be learning everything about Hono. So it's not like if I don't know something, so I don't know, I want to know, I will know. But again, let's see. This is the exploration time. Once this is over, we will actually dive deeper into one thing. Okay, now what? One day, it will start it. B, hello, no. The next route that I have created users. So this is I'm getting the result over here. So this way you create your backend, right? So this is the backend part, and not only this, the thing is that you can directly deploy it. So you have to just simply run deploy, gone. Your whole application will be deployed. Honestly, it will work. Wait and see the magic. Let it be done. Okay, it's been deployed. This is the URL that we got. If I click on this, open it. Here you go. Hello, no, this is your main page, and then another route that we created that was using users. Here we are getting the info. Now it is actually deployed. One more URL I can create. Health check. app.get/health check context c dot let me return HTML from here. Just like this. So I'm returning health check from here. Ultimately you can return anything, right? And again I will have to push it in the sense deploying it again, nothing else. So if you actually check here, there is no health check right now. So 404 not found. Let it deploy right now, and once it is deployed, it will be available. So you don't need to push it to GitHub, nowhere else. Simple. I mean, pushing to GitHub is a better option, but now if you go there, reload it. What is happening? What is happening? Copy. Why am I not getting the value of health check? Hello. Oh, why? I'm not returning it here, man. Sorry. I need to deploy it again. You need to return it. Then only you will get the value. Otherwise, you will not. So I did not return. So, of course, I face the issue. And if you know Express even a little bit, I mean, then understanding this Hono code is as simple as that. The thing is that in Express you have request response. Here you have only one context, and from the context you just simply get everything else. Coming back to this, reload the page. Okay, this is the health check route. What else do you need? Simple. So this particular thing is done. Close this, and close this as well. What is the next thing? So we have gone through worker. Even we created a few routes here, and that's done. And let me close this. And apart from this particular thing, what else? One step back. ls bun create Hono latest. Let's see the next one. It should be, first of all, let's name it testing, because I don't know what I'll be getting. So testing. AWS Lambda bun. Even there is something called Cloudflare workers plus white. That simply means it will provide workers for backend. White, that simply means React.js if I'm not wrong. So let's explore this as well. Yes, bun. It's good to explore this stuff. So usually what I should get here, I should be getting the React, and I should be getting Hono for the backend. So writing code for the backend on Hono is easy, and React you already know if you know. So that's it, the job will be done. CD. But let's see. Testing. Okay, you can use TSX over here directly. Fine. Okay. So it is the combination of not React, rather it is the combination of white plus Hono. So what is actually happening? Whatever TSX code that you have, like this one I have over here, I have render.tsx, it is going to be rendered, and this is nothing but a middleware. How will it work? I have this slash route render h1. I'm just simply rendering h1 from here, and app.use render. This render is nothing but a middleware, and this. So whenever a request come, request will go through this particular. Okay. Index.tsx. I'm confused. Wait, I have this backend. Okay, fine. I'm using this particular middleware to renderer. So this is used for rendering the stuff. So this is kind of a layout. That's right. And style.css, it's even added. The question is, I will be sending the requests here. So if I create a page here, that's gonna be profile.tsx rfc profile. Now how will I get this? Simple. Let's run it. ls bundev 5173, just try to react. Hello. If I go to profile, no page found. Okay, so page not found. So that simply means I have to create a app dot get slash profile context return context dot html and profile. That is it. Now I will get that. Yeah. So what is happening? This is the middleware, and what does this middleware do? This particular middleware simply sets the header and all the stuff, and whatever you will return from here, that's gonna be the part of whatever you are gonna be returning from here. Actually, that's gonna be the part of the body. So this is how it works. Again, this is a combination of Beat and Hono backend. The same thing you got here, over there on the Cloudflare side, but the things were separated. Here the things are the same. So you can actually create proper components, and inside those components you can have all these components, and whatever, it completely up to you whether you are gonna be returning some JSON data or you are gonna be returning some front end part from here. So kind of you will have only one thing. You can just make it separate. I mean, you can separate it in the sense you can specify that app.use and slash API slash v1 slash anything. If the request come to this, then you can create a route, something like backend route. I mean, anything, it doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. And then if app.use, if that's directly anything, then front end route. So this way you can just simply specify, I mean, keep the things separate. Hopefully this is definitely gonna work, but okay, we will not gonna be diving deeper into that. Overall, your front end and back end, both of them are gonna be here at the same file. Now it's up to you how you just simply keep them into pieces, separate them into pieces, because you can write everything together in one file only, but that's not the best way. Otherwise you will yourself get confused. Alrighty, this thing we have done. So this is nothing but white worker and worker white. Okay, so this thing is we have done. Testing package.json. Let's get rid of this. Okay, what is the next thing? Got it. cd one step back ls, the same command. Testing again. AWS bun. I haven't gone through bun. Explore the Cloudflare workers and Cloudflare workers plus white. And let's go with this bun section. I don't know what it provides. Bun. Bun. Forgot about it for a while. Bun provides what? You can create proper server using bun. So I think the same thing will be provided here. Bun is not just a runtime in what? Bun is a runtime environment altogether. It is just not just a package manager. Like npm is a package manager, npm is a package manager, but bun is a runtime environment, and as well as a package manager. cd testing. What do we get here? Bun testing. Isn't it the same thing? Bro, what is the use of doing this? What does this mean? It means that it has bun, nothing else. So we've been using bun from the beginning. Yeah, I think so. Like if you were using npm, so you could have initialized a project using bun, and it is just everything the same. Okay, never mind. It's no use writing the same code again and again. So okay with this. It just simply initializes the project for one, nothing else. Okay, what is the next thing? ls cd one step back cd ls bun create at Hono latest. Time to explore something else. Probably Next.js. So Denon. I even have Node.js. I even have Next.js. I even have Vercel. Crazy stuff. Gonna be going with Next.js for now. Later I will explore the other ones. This is how it's gonna be going on. Today is just gonna be the exploration part. This testing should become what? Bun. Arre, not one bhai, bun. Whew. Few things are remaining, then it's gonna be over. हो जा भाई. I don't even have water here. Done. See Next.js. Let's see what we get here. A proper Next.js app. With Hono as the backend. Like, okay, that's fine. If it is actually Next.js, so we can create even a direct code, like they're just simply saying that you can all the routes are gonna be here. So API slash anything will come here, and that will be handled over here. If you have used Next.js, so you must be aware of this route, and then you have a layout. Everything else is exactly the same. Your normal page loading message, you will be loading the message from this particular route slash hello. If you send the message over here, this particular message will be there, and that's okay. It's easy. And the thing is that this is not the only one option. This is actually a good stuff that you can have something like this. And apart from this particular thing, you can directly use what a route, if that is actually a route and you are inside that. So I'm gonna be creating message. If you actually wanna get the message, let me create the cut, delete. Inside API, just create message route, and inside that route.ts. Now the problem is that it actually gets everything, so it will not let the request come here. So let me delete this. Now this is fine. Doesn't it work directly? Okay, let me create one thing. Route.ts, export function get return response dot JSON message. Hi there. What is the issue? If I actually send a request to this, won't it run? Base URL is deprecated. Max this, get rid of this. Let me run it. Bundle. I'm gonna be sending a request to message. Message API slash message. Yeah, getting it. So it's simple. I mean, what you had earlier here, that you could have created proper backend like Hono backend, or Next.js already supports backend. If Next.js weren't supporting backend, it made sense to like create, I mean, use Hono backend, but it already supports that. So it's up to you. You can even create the backend directly inside Next.js as well. That's actually such a good feature. Why didn't I ever think about this? The thing is that the Next.js provides this route.ts, and inside this route.ts, can't you create Express server? Think about it. The way we were creating Hono server here. Don't know. I will definitely try this thing sometime. But overall, this thing is done. Okay, this particular thing is done as well. So overall, we have, I mean, explored everything. One last thing is remaining. That is Node.js. Node.js. So Cloudflare workers, fast lambda, file. Node.js. What will this give me? I don't know. Maybe the code is gonna be using I mean, don't know. Honestly. Probably the backend is gonna be Node.js or what? Node.js. Let's explore this. Node server is being used, nothing else. So you are actually getting server from Node.js @ Hono Node.js, and you are serving it. So the way you are able to specify the port numbers, the same way you are able to do it here, and nothing else. Apart from that, nothing else. The thing is that in Node.js you are able to serve it directly from here, and that's the same functionality is provided here. Apart from this particular thing, you will still have to use Hono. So okay, they have the varieties. What else? One more time. This time is gonna be testing. Deno. What is Deno? I don't know. Fastly. Lambda H. Next.js Vercel Cloudflare pages. Cloudflare pages. What is this? Let's go with the Cloudflare pages. This is gonna be the last one. Cloudflare pages. CD testing. किधर गया? I think this thing. Exactly the same, yaar. Render, you can just simply render anything from here. This is the middleware that you have. It supports white, adapter and all. Come on, yaar. I mean, things are exactly the same. You had workers plus white. This is the same thing. I mean, you don't have just workers here apart from. I mean, you do have that. I mean, you can create the worker here, kind of. This is the backend too. So yeah, that's exactly the same. Pages. Okay, what is the next thing? Let me explore one more, and that is Vercel. What does that provide? This is gonna be Vercel part. Varel, sorry, but never mind. Forget about the name. And this is the Vercel. This is gonna be the last one. And then CD. Almost everything's already done. Let's explore this particular option here. Source. Hono. Hey. What's up with it? Whew. I think when you deploy it, so it will be deployed on Vercel rather than being deployed on what? Cloudflare. Okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter because Cloudflare is even more than enough. Even if you know about Vercel, that also uses something called serverless backends, and if you have used some if you have used NeonDB, that is also serverless database. Especially those platforms where you don't specify proper configuration. Proper configuration in the sense I need this much CPU, I need this much storage. If you are not specifying that, rather that's getting increased or decreased automatically, that is serverless. Where you don't need to worry about the servers and all, that is serverless. On Cloudflare, you have to just simply worry about the deployment, that is serverless. On NeonDB, you have to just simply create a database. It will increase or decrease as per the users, that is serverless. I mean, on Vercel, you don't need to worry about creating the virtual machines, pushing it there, running your code, making your code runnable and all. So that is serverless because you have to just worry about writing the code. You can directly deploy it on Vercel. So this is how it goes on. Hope it makes sense. Congratulations. We've gone through everything. We have explored so many things. And now, what I have realized at the end, that if you have an application where you need to build a front end plus back end, so you can go with the Cloudflare or Hono, because both of them supports both of them support Next.js. Apart from this particular thing, if you are building something on React.js, if you just want to build on React.js, Hono supports white, so directly main React is supported directly inside the Cloudflare actually. Like React type code you get to write. and yeah, I think so. As for my findings, you can be sure about this, exactly whatever I'm telling about this particular part is right or not, because I haven't found React in Hono, so that is why I'm telling it actually, not selling it. So Cloudflare directly supports React, so if you have to just bring the build the front end, you can just directly go with this. And second thing is that if you have to actually build a backend, then you'd better go with Hono, because Cloudflare also gives you the options to create the backend, but over there you will have to configure it a lot, so you can just directly go with the Hono. And what is Hono? Hono, this is just a wrapper built on top of Cloudflare. Again, just the way we have expressed, the same way we have this Hono here. Let me just know more about Hono. Like exactly what is this? What is this Hono? A lightweight, fast, flexible application framework designed as okay, this is a framework. So let's name it framework. Call it wrapper, call it framework. That doesn't really matter. We have express framework, right? So this is how things are gonna be going ahead. And apart from this particular thing, so if you have to build a proper backend, go with Hono. It's easy to build that. If you have to build React, then of course just React, go with Cloudflare. And even if you are going with White, if you are okay with White is just like React only. So in that case, you can go with the Hono directly. Or Cloudflare, both. It doesn't really matter. I'm not sure that when you are actually using White, not even White, .tsx code, whenever you are writing .tsx code, just tsx without React. So it may not support use state, if I'm not wrong. I don't know about this particular part. I will have to explore it. And yeah, that is it. These are the main options. And the good thing is that both of them support deployment, so you can directly deploy it. And that is it. By the way, this worker White index.tss ts create profile, state, set state, use state. I thought it doesn't support. It does. Hono, on Hono you can get a use state from Hono JSX, so it you don't get directly React over here, but you can get it from Hono JSX, so it does support that. And on Cloudflare directly support Next.js, React. So over there you can just directly use React.js. Use state from React. So ultimately it doesn't matter which one you use. If you are ever using .tsx anywhere format, that simply means you will need use state and all, and that platform must be providing you use state some way or the other, because this is without this creating components and all doesn't really make any sense. You will need to maintain the state, and at that time this plays the role. Great job. Interesting. So that was it. It sums up this live today. We have actually gone through many things in the sense, literally many things. Now I'm gonna be catching up soon after half an hour or something. Just gonna be taking a break for a while, and then we will continue with other stuff. Until then, take care, keep coding. Do explore this Hono and Cloudflare, because you don't need to worry about deployment part, bro. And you can still create a Next.js application using Hono or Cloudflare any. So yeah, why not? Bye bye, take care, and I'm gonna be catching up soon.